Governor Ademola Adeleke extends olive branch to election opponents, pledging unity and transformation of Osun State into a thriving industrial hub. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Governor Adeleke on election victory, describes the outcome as evidence of continuing public confidence in democracy. And Ukraine launches massive drone strikes against Russia, firing nearly 1,500 unmanned aircrafts within 24 hours and leaving 6 casualties. We begin tonight with politics, as Governor Ademola Adeleke has been declared winner of the 2026 Osun State governorship election, which took place on August the 15th, 2026. The Independent Electoral Commission's returning officer for the Osun State governorship election made this announcement at the state's headquarters in Osogbo. Governor Adeleke, who has now secured a second term in office, won the election with 511,067 votes, defeating his closest rival, Bola Oyebamiji of the All Progressives Congress, who polled 444,815 votes.
Deep into the night, tension mounts inside the INEC state headquarters in Osogbo. Electoral officials, party agents, civil society observers, and journalists keep vigil, awaiting the arrival of the state returning officer to commence the final collation of the Osun governorship election results. Upon his arrival, the arduous business of the night gets underway as electoral officers from across all 30 local government areas present their official tallies one after the other.
Total valid votes 21228. 21228.
Thank you. Please step forward to present your documents while Atakumosa East should get ready.
With all local government submissions concluded, proceedings paused briefly to allow senior INEC personnel to complete the final auditing and cross-tabulation of figures. Then comes the definitive moment as the returning officer officializes the outcome.
The Adeleke Ademola Jackson Nuruddin of Accord Party, having satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed by the returning officer, my signature, 16th day of August, 2026.
Immediately following the declaration, representatives from the winning party share their official reaction to the verdict.
This is the manifestation of God's hand, and this is the will of the people of Osun State. So I am glad because this election has clearly shown Governor Ademola Adeleke is the man of the people. This election has justified that Mr. Governor has performed excellently well.
Out of 30 local government areas, the Accord Party secured victory in 19 local government areas, polling 511,067 votes to defeat its closest challenger, Bola Oyebamiji of the All Progressives Congress, who gathered 444,815 votes. With all the final figures certified and the official declaration made, the curtain falls on a fiercely contested electoral process in Osun State. As the immediate flurry of post-election reactions settle, all eyes now turn to how the incoming administration navigates the political transition and begins fulfilling the mandates promised to the electorate.
And fresh from securing re-election, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has promised a new chapter of impactful leadership as he prepares for another 4 years in office. Speaking to journalists shortly after his victory was formally declared, Governor Adeleke renewed his commitment to providing improved governance and delivering greater development for the people of Osun. The governor also threw his weight behind President Bola Tinubu's bid for another term in office. Meanwhile, jubilation has swept through the re-elected governor's hometown in Ede as enthusiastic supporters all took to the streets in celebration, singing and dancing to mark the victory. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports.
Inside his Ede residence, Governor Ademola Adeleke waits in tense anticipation for the final tallies of Saturday's Osun governorship poll.
534. Adesui, John.
Elsewhere, his nephew, global music star Davido, closely follows the live broadcast updates on Channels Television.
The Adeleke Ademola Jackson Nuruddin of Accord Party. I was certified.
Then, the long-awaited moment arrives as the official results are declared. Overwhelmed with joy, Governor Adeleke praises the resilience of Osun citizens for standing by him against all odds.
A victory for democracy, a victory for Osun people that stood by me, that say, Imole, you have done a lot for us. You have given us the dividend of democracy.
Across his hometown of Ede, while celebrations erupt directly into the streets. Motorists and stunt cyclists perform thrilling displays in a burst of sheer excitement. Outside the governor's private compound, massive crowds gather to dance and cheer.
I don't know how I feel inside the bottom of my heart. I don't know. I'm so happy. I'm really so happy.
We love you, Demola. We love you.
The celebration spirit spreads to the residence of his elder sister, Chief Mrs. Dupe Adeleke Sonny, the Yeyelua of Ede land. Amid the ongoing celebrations, Governor Adeleke addresses members of the media.
As you have trusted me again for the second time in office, I will not disappoint you. To serve you better, I will reinforce my strong points and correct my errors. Osun will witness further accelerated development and growth under my renewed 5-point agenda. At this point, I must deeply appreciate Mr. President, His Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his strong support for a free and fair election.
As victory celebrations continue across Osun State, the residents now look ahead to the fulfillment of the promises made by Governor Adeleke. From Ede, Osun State, Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, mixed reactions have continued to follow the declaration of Governor Ademola Adeleke as the winner of the Osun State governorship election. While his supporters hit the streets in jubilation and celebration, the All Progressives Congress says that it is reviewing the outcome with its legal team to decide what is next. Meanwhile, election observer groups, including Yaga Africa, have released their own preliminary assessments highlighting key observations from the conduct of the poll. Our correspondent, Eitokwa Kuteyi, reports.
Less than 24 hours after the official declaration, the atmosphere across Osun State remains electric. Supporters of Governor Ademola Adeleke and their court party have taken over major streets, singing and dancing in widespread jubilation.
We give the glory to Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah. The victory recorded yesterday. The Almighty Allah did it for us. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Almighty Allah suppressed the will of those that wanted to lord their inordinate ambition over the good people of Osun State. We give it to God.
Eventually, thank God that Imala win the election. Imala in Osun State, we thank God, darkness already vanished. And in Osun State right now, we are now continue to witness a lot of development.
But beyond the celebratory drums, the opposition All Progressives Congress is carefully reviewing the election outcome. In a statement issued by its Director of Media and Information, Kola Olabisi, the APC calls on the police to protect its members from alleged harassment by court party loyalists. The party indicates its readiness to challenge the results, stating it will explore all legal windows permitted by the Electoral Act following consultations with its legal team, while describing the unfolding events as the beauty of democracy. Meanwhile, civil society organizations have stepped forward to deliver their post-election verdicts. During a press briefing in Osogbo, Yaga Africa and other observer groups details their field findings, highlighting crucial observations regarding the overall conduct of the governorship poll.
IREB reclaims its place as an electoral game changer. In the Osun election, IREB asserted its importance as a game changer in Nigeria's election results management. The electronic transmission and publication of polling unit results strengthened transparency, provided an additional safeguard against manipulation, and enabled citizens to independently scrutinize the results process. Independent audit mechanisms such as Yaga Africa's PRVT and ERA 2.0 further deepened this transparency by providing evidence-based verification from the polling unit through the results portal.
We observe a commendable voter turnout and general orderly conduct of the voters. The political parties were present in most of the polling units. Their agents acted according to the law and conducted themselves within the ambit of the Electoral Act.
With the ballots counted and the winner declared, the people of Osun State are now shifting their focus from the election cycle to the business of governance and the swift delivery of campaign promises. Eitokwa Kuteyi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Governor Ademola Adeleke for his re-election in the Osun State governorship election, describing the victory as a sign of continued democratic confidence. In a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, President Tinubu says that he personally called Mr. Adeleke to congratulate him, noting that the result reaffirmed the confidence that Osun residents have in the governor. The president says, "I wish him great success as he prepares to lead the state for the next 4 years. Now that he has won, Governor Adeleke must unite the people of Osun State and rally them for growth, stability, and social and economic progress, regardless of the political choices they made at the election." President Tinubu has also commended INEC and security agencies for a peaceful and transparent election. In part two, after the break, INEC Chairman Josh Amokwito closes Osun election situation room, saying that lessons learned will guide preparations for the 2027 general elections. Please join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. INEC declares Accord Party candidate Ademola Adeleke winner of the Osun governorship election after securing a majority votes across the state. Governor Ademola Adeleke extends olive branch to election opponents, pledging unity and transformation of Osun into a thriving industrial hub. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Governor Adeleke on election victory, describes the outcome as evidence of continuing public confidence in democracy. And outside our shores, Ukraine launches massive drone strikes across Russia, firing nearly 1,500 unmanned aircrafts within 24 hours and leaving 6 casualties. We'll continue with the election in Osun State, where the chapter of the All Progressives Congress in the state says that it is studying the elections, the result of Saturday's governorship election, ahead of deciding its next move. The party says that an election cannot be considered concluded until all constitutionally permitted legal avenues under the Electoral Act 2026, as amended, have all been explored. In a statement signed by its Director on Media and Information, Kola Olabisi, the APC says that we are not unaware of the fact that election is a process which begins at the registration of the voters through the primary election to election proper, which extends to tribunal, the appeal court, and terminates at the Supreme Court. End of quote. The party also commended its members and supporters, saying that it will consider its legal options after consulting its lawyers. And the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, is calling for an urgent and transparent investigation into alleged vote buying, financial inducement, voter intimidation, violence, and other electoral offences during the 2026 Osun State governorship election. The group now wants INEC, the EFCC, and ICPC to jointly probe the allegations, trace funds allegedly used to influence voters, and examine banking records, mobile money transactions, CCTV footage, and other evidence. SERAP is also seeking independent scrutiny by regional and international bodies, including the African Union, the ECOWAS, and relevant United Nations mechanisms. According to the group, where voters are allegedly induced with money or other benefits, threatened with violence, intimidated, obstructed, or otherwise coerced, serious questions arise as to whether the Osun election reflected the free and genuine will of the electorate. The organization is also warning that the credibility of the Osun election result could be seriously questioned if voters were allegedly bribed, threatened from freely exercising their rights to choose.
But I know that you are one person who expresses himself in some artistic way. If I play music that you love today, will you be able to tell the Nigerians or Nigerians and the world how you feel tonight?
You got it.
Then I'll play you a music.
Let's do it.
I'll play you a music.
All right now.
And we'll see how you feel about it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you show me, make me know the fight. I don't wanna sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes, but I'll be alright.
Forever.
Let's go feel it. Let's go feel it. Let's go run it down. Let's go run it. Let's go. Say them go feel it. Let's go run it down. Let's go hold it. That's how you do it. Let's go.
Well, old habits, they say, never die. But for those who think that Governor Ademola Adeleke will jettison his dancing shoes for the prim and proper carriage of the #1 citizen of Osun State, well, they will have to wait for another 4 years after he leaves office. The re-elected governor obliged our political editor, Seun Okibaloye, on our program Politics, Sunday Politics, this evening with his signature dance steps, but made it very clear to those who define him with his party and happy-go-lucky style that he has always had and will always have nothing but the best for the people of Osun State.
What will you do differently from tomorrow?
One thing I would have done. If not, this our popular musician, our father musician, I always listen to his music. His music is very, very, it's a very, philosophic music. He said, Arabada wo jeo, wo apekanuko. That is what he's trying to say, is that I wish I had more money to fix a lot of things. There are some projects that almost completed, but because of funds, they seized our local government funds for almost 2 years, going to like 400 billion. No government can survive it. No government can survive.
Are you able to ask the federal government to prevail on them now that the elections are over?
I think when I see Mr. President, I will talk to him about it, that, listen, the election is over, and I think you should do that, because it's not easy. Because I always, use the state money, because like I said, one of our agenda is welfare
of the people.
So we have to pay salary from it, and of course, our IGR has really improved a great deal. So by the time we finish paying and all that, no more money.
When the music ends and the dancing stops, Senator Adeleke, what legacy would you like to be remembered for?
Well, I would like to be remembered that when Governor Adebola Adeleke, as a governor, he left a legacy of making Osun State a reference point that other states can look up to and say, look, go to Osun State, go and see how they do it. And of course, another legacy that I would like to leave behind is that I'm tired of hearing Osun State as a civil, service, state. I want to make sure I move it to industrial, state, where investors will come in. As I'm speaking to you, we have
the free trade zone.
The free trade zone is on now.
Industrialization.
Yes. Yeah. Already people are working on it. All the Chinese, the Europe, they are on it. So I want that, legacy
to happen as fast as possible.
Yes, to have, that's my mission. For this, second time, and so of course our airport is on. We're going to finish it in no record and everything. So we expand,
Well, once again, congratulations to the dancing governor. Meanwhile, INEC chairman Professor Josh Amokwito has formally closed the hashtag Osun Decides 2026 situation room following the successful conclusion of the Osun governorship election and the declaration of the final results. Addressing staff, Amokwito also commended their dedication, sacrifice and professionalism throughout the electoral process, describing the Osun election as a milestone and not a destination. According to him, the lessons and experiences gained must guide INEC's preparation for the election come 2027. The chairman has also praised staff across the commission, including those deployed to polling units, local government officers and technical teams. While he acknowledged the long hours worked by personnel, many of them who sacrificed their time with their families to ensure a credible election and protect the integrity of the electoral process. And away from Osun State now, let's head to Borno State, where the governor Babagana Zulum has enrolled 20,000 vulnerable individuals, as well as about 21,000 civil servants and their families into its contributory healthcare scheme. The executive secretary of the Borno State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency, Dr. Sali Abba, who disclosed this to Channels Television, also reveals that all enrollments and service delivery records have been digitized across the 27 local government areas of the state. In the special report, Channels Television examines how the enrollment has eased the burden of medication to civil servants and the vulnerable population across the state.
The Borno State Contributory Health Management Agency was established a few months after Governor Babagana Zulum was sworn into office in 2019 to provide qualitative and affordable healthcare services to residents of the state. With a strong presence in over 300 primary healthcare centers, apart from the secondary health facilities in the state government is bringing healthcare to the people.
Over the years, we were able to enroll over 200,000 population from the vulnerable group across the 27 local government areas.
The newly commissioned Information and Communication Technology Center has eased the large number of enrollment, as individuals can also register themselves through the portal of the agency.
We were able to establish our ICT complex, and one of the best in the country, and we were able to operate through the digital platform. We were able to also establish the electronic health record system, whereby it has been centralized, and I think Borno State is the only country that have a centralized electronic health record, whereby the entire health record system within the health system, from the primary care to the secondary care, is being centralized by the agency.
Some of the facility managers explained that the introduction of the scheme has reduced the cost of medication and increased the number of individuals accessing healthcare, especially the vulnerable population.
A civil servant that comes here, he doesn't pay a kobo from start to the end. He will be seen here, he will be captured by our biometric personnel, that's the record officers. Then from there, he will now be posted to see the nurses that will now triage him. To take his vital signs, pulse rate, BP, and others. Then from there, he will now be posted to see the doctor. So the doctor will now analyze the patients, come to a conclusion, make a diagnosis. From there, he either send the patient back home with prescription, or rather carry out some investigation. And both the laboratory and the pharmaceutical department are also within this particular complex. So the patient doesn't go outside. It's a one-stop shop.
Once you have any person, yourself, or any of your dependent, you can come to Umoru Shehu here, access all services free of charge. So also indigent patients, vulnerable patients, they access services here in Umoru Shehu free of charge. So actually it's a lifesaver and as well a game changer in the healthcare system of Borno State.
Mariam Shuaibu and Ahmed Umar are sickle cell patients that have benefited from the free vulnerable enrollment of the agency.
I am grateful to the agency for its support. I underwent a leg operation that cost 1.5 million naira, but I did not pay a dime. I am recovering well and getting better.
I am suffering from sickle cell disease. Before my enrollment, my parents were facing difficulties in managing my illness, especially buying drugs. But now, everything is done free.
The provision of the healthcare services for the vulnerable group is free, while the formal sector meant for civil servants are contributing 3.5% each of their basic salary, with the state government paying 6.5%.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Ukraine launches massive drone strikes across Russia, firing nearly 1,500 unmanned aircraft within 24 hours and leaving 6 casualties. So that's on the foreign scene. Please join us again. Welcome back. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has led senior citizens and members of the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library All Citizens Club on a fitness walk in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. And the walk was organized to promote healthy aging and active living among the elderly in the state. Leading the walk alongside members of the club, the former president reiterated the need for older people to cultivate the habit of regular physical exercise as part of ensuring better living conditions as they grow older. He also described the walk as both an awareness campaign and an encouragement for senior citizens to stay active. According to the former president, exercise is a vital component of life that helps people grow old gracefully. He also stresses that staying physically active reduces health complications in old age and improves overall quality of life.
Normally, you cannot be a member of this club. It's a club. Unless you are 70 and above. And I'm just getting to that age. And Alaki, the paramount of Egbaland, is our patron. I am a member of the club. And the idea is to show and to encourage and to let people know that in growing old, exercise is a vital element to make sure that you grow old gracefully, graciously, and in a way that even when you are arubo keje, you are still able to live the way you should live.
And the Igbo social cultural group Ohaneze Ndigbo has continued its quest for unity in its ranks and leadership, especially in Lagos, while also requesting its people to learn to live in peace with their host communities wherever they are. The stakeholder of the group in Lagos is also the secretary of the Committee on the Regularization of Igbo Diaspora Traditional Title and Leadership, Prince Ubochi Ubochi, made this call during the meeting in Lagos, where the issue of factionalization and leadership of the group was also addressed.
The whole idea of coming here today is to ensure that there's unity, there's equity, there is fairness, and to make sure there is no vacuum in Ohaneze. The Constitution provides that every 4 years there will be election. Our last election was held in 2022. So the other one is due in 2026. It has not been held. Before we hold any valid election, as per the Constitution, it must be authorized and supervised by our global body, Ohaneze worldwide, domiciled in Enugu. They must send their representatives, and that one has not been done. So anybody who is parading himself today as Ohaneze president is not proper.
But that is on one part. On the second part, I am the secretary of the committee on the regularization of Igbo diaspora traditional title and leadership. This committee was put in place by the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers to curb the rampant coronations that happen outside Igbo land in all parts of the globe, answering Ezigbo, Ezendibo. These are people that go to host communities and try to challenge royal fathers of host community. So today I will be telling my brothers and sisters that we should desist from disrespecting our host. And then the third one, and very important, is that I'm calling on our people to learn how to collaborate with host communities. We cannot be here, our children are here, we thrive here, they go to school here, we do our businesses here, and then in any political season, we'll be seen as antagonizing the host. I think it is time our people to know this game.
Leaders of the group also demanded a unified body and called for peaceful coexistence among members.
And at the end of this meeting today, what we intend to achieve is peacefulness that will bring us together. Because when you understand what we have presented here today, you will go out there and tell them, let us come together. A come, B come. All of us are all from Igbo State. Then let us come. What are we going to do to enhance cooperation, to enhance one love? That's what we want to get people here achieve. And when they are going home, they will be happy. We are not in enmity with anybody.
As the global community recently marked International Youth Day, the spotlight is beaming on Nigerians' most valuable assets, which is its young people. Defying the odds and rewriting the narrative, 40 outstanding Nigerians under the age of 40 have been celebrated for their trailblazing impact across technology, wellness, and entertainment. The organizers say that it's recognition for the resilience, innovation, and the quarter that these young minds are contributing to national development.
It's a calm evening here in Lagos, a city fueled by hustle and dreams. But tonight, the atmosphere exudes excellence.
So it's doing something to the point where you know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Here are young Nigerians who have defied noise, rolled up their sleeves, and carved out extraordinary niches for themselves through relentless hard work.
We want to appreciate youth in Nigeria doing well, and our platform is basically focused on 4 main core values, which is time, teach, inspire, mentor, and empower. We're a platform that celebrates and also empowers young Nigerians. Yes, I feel Nigerian youth are really matching up to their peers in the global state. We might not have the same facilities, same infrastructure set in place for them, but they're still making do with what they have, and they're effectively promoting it in Nigeria. So they're doing well also. We can do better, but we're doing well for now.
They are the 40 under 40, a dynamic cohort of disruptors. From writing code that solves complex socio-economic problems to redefining wellness and even dominating the global entertainment scene, these trailblazers are finally getting a well-deserved accolade, and they do not take this lightly.
I'm going to leave everybody with this tonight, that lifting another woman up doesn't make you eat less. It doesn't make the road narrow. There's enough to feed everybody, and it's such an honor to be here.
The future of Nigeria will not be built by the government alone. It will be built by partnerships, by investments, by entrepreneurs who understand the greatest legacy is not what you own. It is what you leave behind.
But beyond the glitz and glamour, these honorees share a deep understanding of the struggles faced by the average Nigerian youth, and they have a message for those still waiting for their big break.
Push for your goals. It's not easy anywhere. If I'm here to tell you it's easy, I'm practically lying, because none of us started with them everything. But if you're patient, if you're consistent, if you're working very hard, you will surely meet your goals and meet your dreams.
I think it's important that we begin to pay attention to keeping our big minds, our great minds in Nigeria, so that we can come together and build a system that's going to thrive, endure, and also prepare the best country for our children that are yet unborn.
As the evening winds down, a message resonates far beyond these walls. Every monumental success requires an equal measure of effort. To the Nigerian youth, the journey may be difficult and the climb steep, but persistence will always pay off.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the NSCDC in Abia State, has commissioned 3 refurbished Hilux operational vehicles and inaugurated its senior and junior disciplinary committees, Safe School Committee, and Personnel Studying Approval Committee. The events held at the command's headquarters in Umuahia marked what the command describes as further steps towards strengthening its operational capacity, its discipline, personnel development, and security responsibilities across Abia. The state commandant, Chukwuemeka Odimba, has appreciated the state governor, Alex Oti, for his administration's continued support.
On behalf of my and enjoy our professor on that about the sincere appreciation and Electoral about the goods. John Nelda, Dr. Alex John George Well for his to come to our welcome for the point. And less than 6,000 levels to collaborate with Spain, where those entire our channels. And I also going to do the lesson, the campus, and also yours in campus. Because I preserve the bonds of security. As regards security,
the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, says that it has arrested a 48-year-old Lagos businessman, Nwakwo Onyebuchi, with 1.5 kilograms of cocaine concealed in the sidewalls and railings of his luggage. According to a statement by the agency's Director on Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, Mr. Onyebuchi was arrested at the departure hall of Terminal 2 of the Lagos Airport while attempting to board a Qatar Airways flight to New Delhi, India. The NDLEA says the businessman, who deals in marble, admitted selling his business and other assets to raise 23 million naira to purchase the consignment, with plans to sell it in India for up to 100 million naira. In a separate operation, NDLEA operatives raided a warehouse in the Ago Palace area in Okota, Lagos, where they discovered a large stockpile of cocaine-based syrup. The agency has also says 3,776 cartons containing bottles of controlled substance and valued at more than 2.6 billion naira have been recovered between August the 7th and the 8th this year. And now to the arts. The use of primary colors takes center stage in a solo exhibition titled Chromatic Odyssey right here in Lagos. The show by 28-year-old artist King Guranta is inspired by childhood experiences, observations, and ambitions, interpreting the universal journey of human life through 4 distinct stages. We take a look at it on Art Review tonight.
Introspection, inspired by childhood experiences, observations, and ambitions, takes center stage at the AMA Studio in Lagos in a solo exhibition by a 28-year-old self-taught visual artist. The artist, King Guranta, titled the show Chromatic Odyssey, interpreting the universal journey of human life through 4 stages, represented by saturated primary colors, reinforcing the exhibition's title.
Chromatic Odyssey is, first of all, Odyssey. An Odyssey is like a long journey. When you mix the two together, chromatic is sort of like colors and chromaticity. So together, Chromatic Odyssey signifies a journey. I mean, my own interpretation is a journey through the different stages of life.
Through his 3D medium, the artist presents 12 pieces of surreal landscapes using 4 primary colors, each corresponding to a distinct phase of life.
I mean, I use primary colors mostly just to reinforce the idea of it being. I don't want to complicate it, right? I didn't want to add anything into it that didn't need to be there. I wanted it to seem almost like an average depiction of what most people would go through. So I wanted to somewhat generalize it. So if you have 4 colors, it makes it easier to tell the story, it makes it easier to understand.
I feel proud that I give God all the glory because He's been able to put him in such state of mind to think deep and be in a position to do this. When he displayed or exhibited his work in the UK, in Times Square, in New York, in Miami, in Dubai, I said, oh my God, this boy has a lot of places to go. And then he said he wanted to do something like this back home here in Nigeria. And I really felt that was very thoughtful. So I'm quite proud and thankful.
I like this. This just gives this summer vibe, right? And the blue one, it gives this calm, scary vibe. It's calm, but when you look at it for a long time, it has this scary kind of feel. All right, but I like that, and I like this. This has a volcano kind of, for lack of a better word, just a structure. All right, and so like I said, they're all beautiful art, but I'll pick the blue and I'll pick this.
While the pieces are aesthetically pleasing, they also serve as a reflection on the progression of life's long journey, from the beginning of existence to its eventual end, when the Odyssey reaches its conclusion.
And in the world of sports, defending champions Mali has again denied the Junior D Tigers of Nigeria their maiden FIBA Under-18 Women's Afrobasket title in the final played this evening in Côte d'Ivoire. And the clash is a repeat of the 2024 final in Pretoria, South Africa, where the Malians also triumphed 76-56. Now, the title holders this time around beat Nigeria 77-68 for a record 10th Under-18 Women's Afrobasket title. The Malian girls dominated the first quarter 26-15. The Nigerian girls clinched the second quarter at 15-13, and both teams were tied in the third and fourth quarters at 13-13 and 25-25. Both Mali and Nigeria have secured places at the 2027 FIBA Under-19 Women's World Cup. Cameroon, who only qualified for the 2026 Women Africa Cup of Nations based on world rankings after the tournament was increased from 12 to 16, are now champions of the continent's biggest women's football tournament. The indomitable Lionesses ended the fairy tale runs of finalists and debutants Malawi at 3-0 in the final played in Rabat, Morocco this evening. And Mari Nga also scored twice, Naomi Eto'o once in the final, as indomitable Lionesses become queens of African football for the first time after finishing runners-up on 3 occasions. And during the qualifiers for WAFCON, also Cameroon lost at home and away to Algeria in the final qualifying round, but they got a second chance on rankings by CAF. And Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is full of praises for his players. That's after they secured the first silverware of the season with a convincing win at 3-0 over their title rivals Manchester City to claim the Community Shield at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Goals from Ricardo Calafiori and others, that's including Martin Odegaard, ensured a comfortable win for the North London side, marking the biggest margin of victory in a Community Shield final since the year 2014.
Well, I'm obviously extremely happy with the performance, with the results, and winning the first trophy. We talked about the desire that we have to start the season and to show ourselves how much we want it, and I certainly saw a lot of positive things there against a top opponent. When I go through it again, the desire comes that I want to live that moment again, and I want to live other moments even bigger than them. And we know what it's going to take. We know the difficulty of the task. That's why we never done it in this football club to win it again. So we know that it's going to demand something special, and we are ready for it. We know that there are certain areas that through injuries we are weaker and we need to strengthen. We are trying to do that. We've been trying to do that for weeks. So only the right opportunity and the club is available to do.
And on the flip side, Enzo Maresca admits that he is disappointed after being his side slumped to heavy defeat in the reigning Premier League champions Arsenal in Cardiff. It's the joint heaviest defeat by Manchester City manager in their first game with Harry Newbold in 1906, the only previous one to lose by 3+ goals. City will now host Bournemouth in their Premier League opener on Sunday, and that's August the 23rd.
I think after the goal we conceded, the reaction was good. Before they scored the second goal, we had 3-4 chances to score and to draw the game. Unfortunately, we missed the chance, and then with the second goal, became more difficult. In general, I'm always concerned, even when we win games. So imagine now that we didn't win the game, but we just start. This just is the beginning. We have many things that we need to do better. But again, I think it was good reaction after the first goal we conceded, and now try to reset, analyze the game, and think from Tuesday about next game.
Away from sports, on the foreign scene, Ukrainian strikes have killed at least 7 people in Russia this week in what has been described as the largest scale attack launched by the country this year. Regional governor of Moscow says that more than 8,222 drones were used and 600 of them aiming for the Russian capital, adding that Moscow has suffered one of the most massive drone attacks in recent memory. Russian attacks on Ukraine also killed at least 7 people and injured more than 39. Russia has intensified missile attacks across Ukraine in recent weeks, with Kiev also stepping up drone strikes deep inside of Russia. Its governor says 5 people died in Russia's southwest region of Rostov following overnight strikes. And in Belgium, officials say the wildfire, described as the largest in the country's history, has more than doubled in size in the last 24 hours. Hundreds of firefighters are spending a third day beating back flames, tearing through the largest nature reserve in the country and prompting the evacuation of 2 nearby villages. Local farmers have hauled water tankers towards the park near Belgium's eastern border with Germany, backed by water-bombing aircraft and helicopters sent from Sweden and the Netherlands. But the blaze is one of several wildfires reported across Europe this weekend, with at least 2 people killed in forest fires on a Greek island off the coast of Athens on Sunday. Belgian officials have also warned that high heat and the park's terrain, which consists of forests, have all hampered efforts to extinguish the fire. And the main news again. INEC declared Accord Party candidate Ademola Adeleke winner of the Osun governorship election after securing majority votes across the state. And Governor Ademola Adeleke has extended an olive branch to election opponents, pledging unity and transformation of Osun State into a thriving industrial hub. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Mwawade. Good night and have a wonderful week ahead.